Hi, welcome back to Scriptures Unveiled. Today, me and Natasha is talking about the Tree of the Knowledge of Good and Evil, Part 2. So, where we left off last time was 3:17 in Genesis, and that's when Adam, when God said, because you listened to the voice of your wife, God said that to Adam. And that really gives us a picture that where Adam erred is he was listening to creation. Because Eve is a picture of creation.
Yes.
And so he was not listening to the Creator.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
That's so key because we start to see who we are and listen to the creation, and that's us, man with man too. For us.
It's a self-centeredness, like a self-focus.
Exactly. I'm starting to identify myself through others rather than through God.
Yeah, without God. Exactly.
Yeah, without God.
And so the important thing to know is that today the world still can only comprehend through the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
Yeah.
So it can't understand otherwise. So it's a fallen world. So without Jesus, through Jesus, then we can start seeing through the tree of life, which is through that relationship, that union, that joining to God.
Yeah.
So, but we're all born through the lens of this fallen tree, of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
Yeah,
we're all born there because we're all born bound to the flesh.
Yeah, we all have to.
Yeah. And so
our eyes are always open to that. It comes open to that.
Yes, so we begin eating from that tree. And so we still err, like Adam erred. So the trees didn't end in the garden because they're spiritual trees. And so they still exist today.
It does.
In our everyday life.
Continual. Yes.
So, but like I said, we have Jesus. He's the way out.
Yeah.
Only he can bring us out from the deception of this tree.
He can.
So in the world, unbelievers do still eat from this tree, just like before the cross. Everyone was bound there.
Yeah.
And so the blind are still bound.
Yeah.
But when believers come to know Jesus and their eyes are open to the light, then we no longer have to rely on creation to bring us to the Creator, but we can unknowingly fall into that same trap under that same tree, because it's that cunning.
Absolutely.
That we can that the creation, we use creation in order to get to the Creator.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We can put our trust in so many other things like the stars, the universe, tarot cards, even as believers with other people, where we really see ourselves just through the identification of others, which is the creation, whether it be leaders, pastors. It's great to hear from them, but when we have that dependency on them identifying who we are in Christ and not hearing from the Creator.
Yes.
So it's still that tendency where we're not really receiving and our eyes are open to the Creator, but it's still having that your eyes fixated on the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Right. And that's really a stumbling block for a lot of believers. A lot.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we're born into it, so then we, so that when our eyes are open, we still see through that lens.
Yeah.
And until you really have a intimacy relationship face to face with the Lord, he starts changing you from within.
Yeah.
To start eating from that tree of life that brings life, and not from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
Yes.
So it's like, take for instance the body.
Yeah.
We know that the body is a temple of God. So people will take that and kind of run, thinking that's the outward flesh.
Yes.
That we have to go on diets or watch what we eat or weight. Exercise and do all that good stuff to our body, even though that's good stuff.
It is.
That's focusing on the creation.
Yes.
Because the body is temporal, it's going to perish.
Yes, and that creation is not our temple.
And it's not really. Yeah, the temple really is internal.
Yes.
It's the internal, our true being.
Yeah.
The eternal spiritual being.
Yeah.
That's in us.
Yes.
It's the real us.
Yeah.
And so so that taking care of that temple of God is going to be resisting the accusations that come against us.
That's taking care of it. Yes.
That's the taking care of.
Mm-hmm.
That's the exercise that we exercise.
Yes.
And by eating and being with the Lord,
Being one.
being one with Him. You know, anytime the accusation comes,
Yeah.
it gets turned around like you're unrighteous.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm righteousness in
Yes.
God.
Mhm.
You know, you sin.
I'm
No,
holy.
I'm
Innocent.
I'm innocent.
Yeah.
So that's what taking care of the body is.
It is. And another example, too, of just kind of eating from that tree of knowledge and good and evil is the need to feel as if you're putting God first. So you have a list.
I
You know,
remember.
yeah, me too. You know, I have my job, my education, my
Yeah, you got God before.
but got to put God first. You know, spending that amount of time with the Lord and putting Him first, and that's still eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil because you're still seeing yourself independent from God. He's not a part of our life. He is our life. You know, there's a union that's inside. We're not eating from that tree where we're judging ourselves and feeling like God is over judging us.
It's like equal
Yeah.
measure, everything
Yes.
in our life.
Yes.
He just lives his life, you know,
Yes.
through our choices, through our lives, through everything. It's not like a hierarchy.
Not anymore. And when you eat from that tree of knowledge and good and evil, you always have that comparison and that measurement. And guess who's the measurer? We are.
Yeah.
It takes
And that's
it off
when we
of
become
God.
that judge.
That's when you have to juggle everything. Oh, But remember, Christ became our scales. He balanced them.
Yes.
Because He is the measurement.
He is.
So there's no
No, no more.
So you don't have to have a fear of putting God first.
Yes, yeah.
So
Yeah, so
Yes.
so the tree of the knowledge of good and evil then
Yeah.
is the looking at creation,
yeah,
in really being one with creation. It's so subtle. We all fall
Yeah,
into that
yeah,
trap.
Yeah,
There's just no way you can say that none of us do it
yeah,
because all of us are still being kind of delivered from that tree.
Yeah.
Even though we're delivered, it's
Yeah.
being kind of like unveiled.
yeah.
And the more it's unveiled, the more then we can eat from the tree of life.
Yes.
Which is a
Yes.
treat.
It
Sorry, say a
is.
treat. It's not a treat.
I love eating from the tree of life. So you choose today which tree you want to eat from.
Yes, and so don't forget to, if you have questions, send us some questions, to like, also subscribe, and we just thank you
Thank you
until
for
next
joining
time.
us.